All right, welcome back to Reflections, everyone, where we talk about all things Church of Christ with the Elijah Message. It is wonderful to be back with you, spending this time together. So, I've been doing videos for a little while, and my dogs are always with me. And you can hear them barking at each other, barking out the window, when somebody walks by, or when dogs start barking outside, the neighbors' dogs, they start barking. You can hear them playing with toys. You can hear them wandering around. Have you ever been asked, or maybe you've asked yourself, do dogs go to heaven? Historically, the answer is no, because dogs don't have souls. So when we look in the Bible here, in Genesis chapter 2, in verse 7, the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So only people have souls. And so the idea is that all the animals are tied only to the earth, to physical, temporal existence. But let's go to the inspired version of the Holy Scriptures. Same chapter, chapter 2 of Genesis. Me jumping around a little bit. Picking up here in verse 5. For I, the Lord God, created all things of which I have spoken spiritually before they were naturally upon the face of the earth. And we talked about the pre-existence in our last video. For I, the Lord God, had not caused it to rain upon the face of the earth. There's no life yet. And I, the Lord God, had created all the children of men, and not yet a man to till the ground. For in heaven I created them, and there was not yet flesh upon the earth, neither in the water, neither in the air. But I, the Lord God, spake, and there went a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And I, the Lord God, formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul, the first flesh upon the earth, the first man also. Nevertheless, all things were before created, but spiritually were they created and made, according to my word. So it sounds like here that Adam was the first flesh upon the earth, and the first person as well. Jumping to verse 25, and out of the ground I, the Lord God, formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and commanded that they should come unto Adam to see what he would call them. And they were also living souls, for I, God, breathed into them the breath of life, and commanded that whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that should be the name thereof. God intimately knows, intimately involved in all of creation. Every subatomic particle, every atom, God intimately knows. Created each atom, each subatomic particle, each wave of light intimately. And Adam names the animals in likeness of God. In this intimacy, this intimate knowledge of creation, we named the animals. We are given what the Bible calls dominion. Dominion is to take care, to keep the animals. Let's go to the Doctrine and Covenants, section 85. Picking up here in paragraph 4. Now verily I say unto you, that through the redemption which is made for you is brought to pass the resurrection from the dead. And the spirit and the body is the soul of man. So the merger of the pre-existent spirit and the temporal body is the soul. And the resurrection from the dead is the redemption of the soul. And the redemption of the soul is through him who quicketh all things, in whose bosom is decreed that the poor and the meek of the earth shall inherit it. Therefore it must needs be sanctified from all unrighteousness, that it may be prepared for the celestial glory. For after it hath filled the measure of its creation, it shall be crowned with glory, even with the presence of God the Father, that bodies who are of celestial kingdom may possess it forever and ever. For this intent was it made and created, and for this intent are they sanctified. You were meant, you were created. Your purpose and goal and aim is for the celestial kingdom, the celestial glory, to dwell in the presence of God. Salvation, to be saved, is the inheritance of this glory. To be a member of the church of the firstborn, to dwell with God in the eternities. So let's continue in section 85. Let's go to paragraph 6. And again, verily I say unto you, the earth abideth the law of a celestial kingdom, for it filleth the measure of its creation, and transgresseth not the law. The earth does not have agency not to inherit celestial glory. For you cannot be saved in ignorance, and the earth cannot be saved in ignorance. So it inherits celestial glory. Wherefore it shall be sanctified, yet notwithstanding it shall die. It shall be quickened again. That idea of a new heaven and a new earth. And shall abide the power by which it is quickened, and the righteous shall inherit it. Every animal that's ever existed will be resurrected in the new earth, when the earth inherits its celestial glory. Every plant, every speck of sand, every speck of dust, every microorganism will be resurrected in the new earth, where there will be no evil, there will be no hurt and pain. When God wipes away all the tears from the eyes. So the question is, do dogs go to heaven? To which I think an interesting answer would be, they are already heavenly beings. For they were already in heaven with God, created spiritually before they were temporal upon the earth. And so in the resurrection of the earth, all of the dogs that have touched your heart will be with you. What an amazing thought. My brothers and sisters, it's been wonderful spending this time with you, thinking about these things, reflecting on them. And until next time, I invite you into the Elijah Message House.